Hey, it's Stratejinn. Welcome back to Stratejinn, Age of Empires. As promised, basically what you're seeing here is footage of the Wonder campaign that I did. I recorded it in advance, just because I was just like, oh, so tired of this. We were having such trouble with the Wonder scenario that I decided to do this. So the first thing that I was doing is I had those guys go up and I had them build a tower up there, several towers in fact, while I had the other guy, you see there's a guy who's wandering down there, he's going to go down. Basically what we did was we did a repeat of the same strategy that we used in the last video, which came so perilously close to working. I was so frustrated that it didn't work, and if you follow my Twitter, you know that I fired all of my catapultist guys because they failed to do their jobs, which was to kill those longswordsmen. Not enough stone, so here we had to have mine some more stone. Somehow this guy ended up on the wrong side of this forest, so I had to have him go over here, and as usual, pathfinding in this sucked, so he basically got to the middle of the forest and then stopped. These guys were all sent down here to mine more stone. Yeah, so he got stuck there. The one thing I do regret about doing it this way, in the sense of recording and the footage and then doing the commentary afterwards, is that I regret that you don't get to see my ecstatic reaction at the end of how happy I was to have beaten this, because I think this is like the 4th video on this. What video is 23, 24, 25, and this is going to be number 26, so the 4th video on this scenario. And the other one that gave us a ton of trouble was the I'll be back scenario. And both of those, the I'll be back scenario was irritating because you had so few guys. I mean, you had a limited number of guys from the beginning. Maybe you could convert a little, but in the main you were just kind of stuck with whatever you started with. Here, the irritating part is that you've got these guys and they just harass you the whole freaking time. They're just there. They're always there. And it's like, this is just frustrating. This is just irritating. I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours trying this over and over and over again. They never leave you alone. You can already see that if you look on the map, a brown guy just appeared. So now that I've got the guys building, I now build some catapults down here. I've got these guys over here mining stone and chopping wood. These guys, as always, I've held them in reserve to deal with any catapults that appear, which inevitably they do, like right there. There's a catapult. And then I always let your towers deal with these kind of low-level guys, unless there's like a ton of them. Unless there's like 40 of them out there, you should probably just let your towers handle it. So those guys were all dealt with. And then, so these guys are pulled back. These guys I have chopping, mining that stone, a lot of stone. And then, as usual, my guys can't seem to leave well enough alone. That guy's fixing that. So that guy's built one there. Oh yeah, I didn't have enough wood to build a new one. So again, you see these guys, and then as usual, I predicted the arrival of a catapult, so I waited for them to send them down. And again, I'm like, no, don't go and attack those guys. I don't want you to squander yourself. They're like my rapid response team. Their job is to go out and deal with one specific threat, the catapults. But admittedly, the longswordsmen are tough. So there's catapults they're trying to take care of. The longswordsmen are super tough and they can cause a serious problem. These guys are succeeding in knocking down my tower, what they're about to do. But given enough time, my towers can handle it. God, we just lost a scout. I only ever think that the brown guys send down 2 catapults, because I think that's what they start with. But, can't hardly remember. So pull that guy down so he's not in danger. down here. I think I remember saying to myself, why the heck don't I have a catapult being built? And later on, because the reality is that I forgot that I didn't have enough wood, so I was distracted by other stuff, so I never actually started building a catapult, which I'll figure out in about, I think, probably 30 seconds. I don't have a catapult here. So yeah, so then I set all these guys over here chopping down different trees, to maximize the number of trees that are being chopped down at any given time. I sent him over here to repair this. These guys are going to take care of him. And in a lot of respects, it's actually... Okay, so I sent him over there to build another... Yeah, see, I forgot that I didn't have a thing built, so I'm going to build another one. In a lot of respects, it's actually faster to just knock down the tower to collapse it and then build a new one than to build one from than having to repair one. So he goes up here and he builds another siege workshop, just like in the last video. I mean, we were so close to winning in that, and we run into a brown guy. That I was like, you know, this is just it seems to be a winning strategy that just wasn't executed properly. So then these guys are producing that. He's gonna fix that. Like I said, watch this. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna have this guy here that I'm about to select here, this worker here. He's gonna come over here. He's gonna build a new tower. Right? He's actually gonna have this tower built before that other I can finish repairing. He's going to have one of the towers built, and I think he's actually going to manage to repair the other one before that guy can go. Okay, so now we've got 2 catapults. We're going to send the catapults over here. Right about now, okay, they're going to build one more guy. So they're going to do that. Those catapults are going to head over here like they did last time. Again, using the... we're going to use the attack ground function to attack these towers. Moving forward a little bit. So attack ground, click an area to attack the ground. We're going to use that attack ground function to avoid completely demolishing the walls. So yes, you notice that he's got, you know, guy starting from scratch is almost finished. Guy repairing it is basically halfway done. So it would have used the same amount of stone, and it would have been faster to just build a new one. Yeah, so they're going to destroy that. So they're almost finished, and then I have them destroy that guy. This guy's finished over here. I have him come back down. Back to where he belongs. See, I mean, look. I mean, so Darius started building a wonder. Okay, so that guy, and then the archers just sit there and they just snipe at the guys who wander through, and it's really irritating because they'll actually scatter your troops, and then your troops are screwed when the bad guys come. Yes, okay, so they destroy that guy. Now you notice that there's still those trees there, which is good because that acts as sort of a makeshift wall, preventing anybody from coming through. So in that situation, this setup is ideal, right? I've got a spot here where my catapults can come through the wall, but it's kind of far away from any of the troops. So I have them actually start... I have them come up here and try and kill this archer. Which actually, I think it takes another shot for me to do it. I have to aim a little better. So that does it. And then they go and attack the tower. Again, see what I mean about them scattering? And I'm not sure what it is. I don't know whether it's the refresh rate or something, but Bandicam has a real hard time with Age of Empires and recording it. So up here, now that I've got enough wood, I start building more catapults. And then this whole thing about me building axemen, which you'll see me build up like 5 or 6 axemen, ends up being totally irrelevant. It's a total dead end. I don't do anything with them in the end. But the strategy that I had come up with was I was going to use them to defend my catapults by distracting, at least temporarily, all the long swordsmen. They wouldn't have lasted very long, but the idea was that they were just going to last long enough to defeat the long swordsmen that the guys had waiting for me. As you'll soon see, situation on the ground changes everything and it ends up being kind of irrelevant. So yeah, so another load of guys coming up here. These guys I pulled back so that they're not involved there. These guys, I wasn't paying attention and they end up moving too far forward. So I end up having to kill this guy here. They got him, and then they attack around this castle here. So we'll take a look and see what's going on. Here, they don't really attack a lot of guys. They've lost a lot of troops. I'm going to have them build another catapult. Okay, so yeah, so we're building axemen. As I said before, it ends up not mattering at all. So you don't actually even have to attack the ground in this one. You can just attack the tower itself, and because it's don't worry about it. Okay, so those guys are doing that. We got 685 years left before the Wonders wins. We got 58 there. Alright, and then we're going to destroy that. So there's that. We'll move them over here. Now notice that there's gold there. You know, theoretically, if you go and eliminate all these guys, you can go and harvest that gold, mine that gold, and then use it to build more, whatever. I don't think you have enough time, really. Okay, so those guys are complete. So again, we're going to try this. I'm going to try this strategy that I was using before. I end up using these guys to destroy him real fast so that they don't have to worry about him being into their presence. And then have them come and destroy this statue. This wonder, which is it's the Colossus of Rhodes, in case you're wondering what it was. So I have these guys. They come down. I'm not coming down too far, but I end up having them come over here and attack this tower. So they end up killing that guy. These guys are going to come in here. They're almost finished there. So Cambyses' Wonder was destroyed. They are going to come out of here and join up with these two over here. Just demolish the crap out of that tower there. So again, we're paying attention to what's going on over here. I've got 4 towers. I think 4 is probably the minimum that you'll need in order to have sufficient firepower. You could probably, if you built them fast enough, build 5 or 6, in which case, you know, basically you have such overwhelming firepower they wouldn't be able to really do much damage. I've got them, like I said, I end up needing to build more houses. I've got them mining, harvesting berries so that I can build more axemen, but like I said, it ends up being completely irrelevant in the end, as we'll find out here. So we've got those catapults coming back over. So yeah, I think that's my 4th axeman that I built. Yeah, and they keep sending their weak units over. What they really need to do is they need to build 3 or 4 catapults and then just bombard the crap out of my towers, and that would basically open it up. Okay, so they're gonna have him do some more wood chopping. Okay, so these guys, I've almost completely destroyed that. The red guys are not the problem. The problem are the yellow guys. The yellow guys are difficult to deal with because once you crack that open, as I said before, they come out like bees out of a hive, and you just have to deal with all of these freaking yellow guys. So yeah, so I've got 4 there, and I've gotten a 5th one. Okay, so yeah, so finish with that. Then I start having them come down here and knock down these trees. Yeah, because that's one of the things you can do with the attack ground, is you can have them. They do this weird thing right there where they hurt and they say what? Where you can attack ground. You can use them to clear trees, so you can sort of smash your way through this forest, as we saw in the last episode. But I think it's right about here that I realize this strategy is not going to work. Yeah, right here. This is the precise point at which I realized, because look where the wonder is. And this is, in fact, I have a nuts, this isn't going to work moment. But then I have this realization, as you'll see, I'm gonna be looking around the map a minute here. This realization, I'm gonna go over here and get a scout of where exactly the wonder that Darius is building. So I'm gonna send this scout over, and then at that point, that's when I realize that I can win it. Right, see? Because where it's located, it's basically located right next to the wall. One of the things that's kind of maddening about this episode, about this scenario, is that the location of the red wonder is fixed. So I send those guys back over there. The location of the yellow wonder, however, is not fixed. It's sort of randomly generated throughout the map. And you'll notice that right there, it's right next to their wall, which is a huge stroke of good luck for me. Much less so for the Persians, because my strategy here is going to become apparent in a few moments. Once now that I've got these, I'm trying to keep them out of the range of the towers along the wall. Because see, if I can get these towers, right, these towers in between me, if I can get the catapults close enough, I don't even need to crack through the wall. I don't even need to plow through the wall. I can simply bombard them from over the wall. These guys are stuck. Stupid AoE pathfinding. So they're going to come down. Darius completed a wonder. You will lose it if you spend 2,000 years. At that point, it's irrelevant. I mean, they've screwed themselves over by putting it where they put it, right? See? So I just got to wait for my other catapults to get down there. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep them out of the range of those towers. At this point, it's simply a matter of getting them into the right position, because they're the slowest units, I think, in the game. The heavy catapults are. But in Age of Empires, walls are both a blessing and a curse. The Age of Empires series doesn't develop gates until Age of Empires 2. Which basically means that you can't... if you build a wall, it's there. It's in your way. Stop that, you guys. I end up telling you guys to stop because they keep doing this stupid stuff. It's in your way. It won't stop being in your way. And any gap in the wall works for you and your opponents. Which is unfortunate, right? See, they keep attacking that guy, which is irritating. So what that means is that if you want to have perfect security and not worry about any guys getting in, it also means you can't get out. Right? You can't get through the wall. So again, I'm still moving these guys into position. So from the point of view of the yellow guys, their wall is actually a liability. Here I didn't want to get too close to the water because I know they have catapult or ballista, what are they called? See, I actually get close enough, but then they start firing at me, so I realize, uh-oh. Yeah, see, they start shooting at me here, so I need to back up a little bit. And what I end up doing is, you can see all of those long swordsmen there trying to do something. The AI is telling them to do something, but there's nothing they can do because the wall's in the way. Right, their pathfinding screwed up. So as long as they're pinned up inside the wall, they're irrelevant. They're worthless. So what I end up doing is I end up destroying these guys. I barely do any damage to the wall, which is perfect. So I just knock down these towers. And then this tower over here. But see, these guys, they can't do anything. I mean, they're completely helpless in the face of the fact that I'm out here. And in fact, I could bombard the ground that they're on, and there wouldn't be a dang thing they could do about it because the wall's in the way. I don't know how much mail Ensemble Studios got about. Oh yeah, so then we get this priest who I very quickly tried to have them killed, but he does succeed in dropping a dime on one of my catapults. But it's irrelevant because we won. We destroyed the wonder. So Then what we get is this wonderful little cutscene. I think this is supposed to be Alexander the Great riding around on his horseback. He's riding. Look at this wonderful CGI dating to 1997. Look at this. Enjoy its majesty. But yeah, you're celebrating your victory. There's a tremendous amount of pixelation in this video, which is in the original game. Historical outcome. Over a span of 11 years, Alexander conquered all of the Persian Empire, Phoenicia, Egypt, Libya, and India up to the Indus River. He won a series of brilliant battles, usually leading from the front and attacking what he perceived to be the enemy's strongest point. He was always outnumbered but never outgeneraled. At one critical moment, he reportedly rallied his troops by making obscene gestures with a pickle. He was first over the wall at one siege and was wounded seriously before his troops could follow over and save him. The siege of Tyre took many months and required building a causeway out to the island citadel for the assault troops and siege engines. The causeway still exists, making the old island a peninsula now. When Alexander reached the Nile, the Egyptians meekly surrendered and asked him to become pharaoh. His conquest stopped only because his army wanted to go home. The long-term result of Alexander's conquest was the spread of Greek culture and ideas throughout the areas he came to rule. It was possible to travel from southern Europe to India and speak Greek the entire way. This was the Hellenistic age, and its influence carried over under later Roman rule. The Romans adopted much of the Greek culture as their own. Alexander died in 323 BC in Babylon, reportedly of a fever possibly brought on by drunkenness. He was planning to make Babylon the capital of his eastern empire. Okay, so that's the historical outcome. Here we got the breakdown. We didn't score a lot of points. Militarily, we got the most kills, 43 kills, 23 raisings. I only had 2 losses, which is pretty good. We lost a scout. Economy, we didn't gather any gold. Darius gathered a lot of gold. We didn't have very many villagers. Technology, religion, they only got 1 conversion. Technology, everyone had the same. Survival, everyone survived to the end. Here's the timeline. Yeah, everyone is more or less the same. Alright, so that was that scenario. I'll see you next time.